Imagine stumbling into a dingy New York appliance shop, the kind where microwaves gather dust like forgotten relics, and overhearing a couple of burly blokes griping about the glamorous idiots prancing on TV screens. That's not just some random eavesdrop. That's the spark that ignited one of the most infectious riffs in rock, a tune that's still blaring from car radios like it's demanding royalties. Dire Straits' Money for Nothing isn't just a song. It's a sly jab at fame, fortune, and the fools who envy it, wrapped in a guitar lick so sharp it could slice through a stack of custom kitchen deliveries. But beneath that catchy chorus lurks a tale of accidental genius, backstage bickering, and enough controversy to make even the most jaded roadie raise an eyebrow. Stick around, because we're about to unpack how a casual moan turned into a cultural grenade. Let's rewind to the early 80s when MTV was exploding like a confetti cannon at a wedding no one wanted to attend. Mark Knopfler, the lanky guitar wizard behind Dire Straits, wasn't out hunting for hits. He was just killing time in a Manhattan store called MTA Appliances, probably pondering why anyone needed another fridge that looked like a spaceship. There he was, lurking among the toasters and TVs, when a gaggle of delivery guys started ranting about the rock stars flickering on the screens. "Look at that little faggot with the earring and the makeup," one grumbled, eyeing some hair metal poser strumming away. "Yeah, his own jet airplane," another chimed in, heaving a microwave like it was the weight of their shattered dreams. Knopfler, ever the observer, didn't interrupt. He just scribbled their bile on a handy cardboard box, capturing gems like banging on the bongos like a chimpanzee, and that immortal whine about getting money for nothing and your chicks for free. It's like he bottled pure blue-collar bitterness and turned it into premium rock elixir. What if those lads had spotted him? Would they have clocked the irony of moaning to a future Grammy winner? No, they'd probably just ask him to help load a dishwasher. Back in the studio, Knopfler twisted that raw banter into a satirical masterpiece. The lyrics aren't Knopfler's soapbox. They're a ventriloquist act, channeling the envy of those sweat-soaked workers who see rockers as lottery winners in spandex. "See the little faggot get his own jet airplane," the song sneers. But it's not endorsement. It's a mirror held up to ignorance, showing how jealousy curdles into bigotry. Knopfler later admitted he was channeling the hard hat mentality, that gruff worldview where anyone's success looks like a scam if it doesn't involve blisters. And that riff, oh, that glorious growling beast of a guitar line. Knopfler chased ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons for tips on nailing that fuzzy, overdriven tone, but Billy played coy, leaving Mark to Frankenstein it himself with a Les Paul through a wah-wah pedal. Picture this, Knopfler strumming away, thinking he's onto something, while the band wonders if they've accidentally invented a theme song for disgruntled plumbers. Fun tangent. What if those delivery dudes sued for royalties? "Your Honor, we want our MTV and a cut of the profits." Courtroom drama of the century right there. By 1985, Dire Straits were knee-deep in crafting Brothers in Arms, an album that screamed ambition like a peacock in a petting zoo. Recorded at AR Studios in Montserrat, yeah, that volcanic island paradise where Sting was conveniently windsurfing. The sessions were a mix of tropical vibes and technical headaches. Knopfler laid down the initial tracks there, but when they tried recreating the guitar magic back in New York at Power Station, it flopped like a fish on dry land. Engineer Neil Dorfman couldn't capture that Montserrat mojo, so they stuck with the island takes. Enter Sting, fresh from the waves, popping in for what he thought was a quick hello. Knopfler ropes him into adding that falsetto, "I want my MTV" hook, riffing off the Police's "Don't Stand So Close to Me" melody. Sting belts it out spontaneously, no script, just pure pop alchemy. But here's the cheeky bit. Publishers spotted the melody lift and slapped Sting with a co-writing credit, meaning it pockets royalties every time it plays. Knopfler grumbled about it, calling it a rip-off, while Sting sheepishly admits he's embarrassed by the windfall. Imagine the pub argument. "Mate, you nicked my tune." "No, you nicked my holiday." Keyboardist Alan Clark swears he cooked up the MTV intro on synth during rehearsals, but history credits the stars. The album dropped in May '85, one of the first fully digital beasts, and Money for Nothing as the second single. It was like launching a rocket with fireworks strapped on. Launch day wasn't all smooth sailing. Oh no, this tune stirred the pot from the get-go. The music video? A groundbreaking mess of CGI that looked like blocky Lego men shredding guitars, directed by Steve Barron, the bloke behind Aha's Take On Me. Knopfler hated the idea at first, calling videos load of rubbish, but his girlfriend twisted his arm, and MTV basically blackmailed the band. No video, no airplay. So they caved, and what emerged was pure 80s fever dream. Animated workers hauling appliances while rockers pose amid swirling Hawaiian patterns, a nod to those Hawaiian noises in the lyrics. Obscure nugget. The fictional band in the vid, First Floor, is actually Hungarian outfit Elso Emelet, whose tune Ali Vidlövök got rotoscoped in. It scooped Video of the Year at the '86 VMAs, but not without drama. Stations balked at the unedited lyrics, especially that slur, forcing Knopfler to swap faggot for Queenie in some live gigs. And get this, when MTV Europe launched in '87, guess what kicked it off? Yep, this very video, blasting I Want My MTV across the continent like a corporate battle cry. But behind the scenes, the band was fraying, Knopfler pushing for perfection, sessions stretching like taffy. What if they'd scrapped the CGI? Would we remember it as fondly, or would it fade like a bad perm? From there, Money for Nothing skyrocketed like a firework with a faulty fuse, straight to the top, but with sparks flying everywhere. It hit #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks in '85, Dire Straits' only chart topper stateside, while clawing to #4 in the UK. Live Aid that July? They unleashed it at Wembley with Sting guesting, 72,000 fans roaring as Knopfler shredded that riff like it owed him money. Fast forward to '86, Grammy for Best Rock Performance, nods for Record and Song of the Year. The Nebworth Show in '90? Knopfler ropes in Eric Clapton for rhythm guitar. Yeah, Slowhand himself playing second fiddle, extending the solo into a jam that could melt faces. Cultural ripples? It became shorthand for '80s excess, parodied by Weird Al in Money for Nothing, Beverly Hillbillies, where Jed Clampett swaps oil for MTV Gold. And that riff? Rolling Stone dubbed it the 94th greatest guitar song ever, a staple for every garage band dreaming of chicks for free. But the ascent wasn't without turbulence. Critics accused it of homophobia, missing the satire. Knopfler fired back in interviews, explaining it's the character's ugly worldview on display, not his. Imagine the absurdity. A song mocking envy gets envied for its success. What if those original delivery guys heard it on the radio? Oi, that's us, where's our cut? Decades on, Money for Nothing endures like a stubborn stain on rock's timeline, influencing everything from CGI in media to debates on lyrical intent. That 2011 Canadian radio flap? Some listener in Newfoundland griped to the Broadcast Standards Council about the slur on a St. John's station, leading to a temporary ban on the unedited version. Stations rebelled, looping it for hours in protest, until the council backpedaled, allowing choice with context. It's certified platinum across Europe, still raking in streams like it's printing money for nothing. Quirky aftermath? The '83 Les Paul Knopfler used fetched over £500,000 at auction in 2024. Talk about custom kitchen deliveries paying off. Tributes pop up everywhere, covers by everyone from the Shadows to metal acts, even stage nods in musicals riffing on '80s nostalgia. And those animators? They founded Mainframe Entertainment, slipping Easter eggs into Reboot as homage. The songs poked fun at rock's glamour, but ironically became its poster child, envied by the very workers it lampooned. What if Knopfler never entered that shop? Would we have a hit, or just another tale of overheard gripes vanishing into the ether? Nah, fate's got a wicked sense of humor. So there you have it, the wild, wacky saga of a song that turned blue-collar belly aching into a rock anthem. If this riff on Dire Straits' Money for Nothing history, meaning, and behind-the-scenes facts got your blood pumping, or at least made you smirk, smash that like button like you're banging on bongos, subscribe for more rock lore that bites back, and drop a comment. What's your favorite absurd lyric twist? Until next time, keep chasing that money, or at least the free chicks.